What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Seoul Therapy, the podcast. My name is Warren.
Daytona.
Daniel.
Yes, we're your three hosts for this episode. In today's episode, we have two topics for you guys. And the first one is Owen's diss battle against Ahn Byeong Woong. And the second topic is Korean rappers like Sik-K and Zico putting out music when they are currently enlisted in the Korean military. As usual, if you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to our podcast on all streaming platforms. And don't forget to give us that 5-star on Apple. Also, for more contents, please go and follow us on all socials at Seoul_Therapy. Okay, so to give you guys like a brief background on some of the topics we're going to discuss today, Owen's diss battle against Ahn Byeong Woong kind of started when Ahn Byeong Woong released his new album, Batenga, and one of the tracks in the album, called Sinner, had a verse basically entirely dedicated towards Owen. And Owen being Owen just started, dissing back. So that's currently the status. And Daytona, Daniel, like you guys heard about the story, right?
Yep.
And honestly, who do you think is releasing a better track? Owen or Byeong?
Good question.
I mean, from what I know, he didn't technically release a proper track, Owen.
True.
Right?
Yes.
He just took his recording session on IG, right?
Yeah, and YouTube, I think, and YouTube, yeah.
Yeah. He put it. His fans put it up on YouTube, or he put it on YouTube. I don't know. It ended up on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Just to logistically speaking, Owen is kind of a veteran in the game. Especially when it comes to boom bap music, he's regarded as a technician's technician.
True.
I know he's really hated on for his antics and stuff. He is very problematic when it comes to his antics, but no one says he's a bad rapper. No one, literally,
Agreed.
No one says that.
That's true.
And Ahn Byeong Woong is a very promising rookie, but he who specializes in boom bap beats, but he's not at that level yet. He doesn't have the discography that Owen Overdose has. Owen has semi-classics in his belt. Ahn Byeong Woong never released something even remotely close to a classic. Especially when it comes to he had this Ahn Byeong Woong had his own problematic antics with the Korean hip hop community back in the days.
Yes.
Yes. I think it was last year. I think when he said
go on.
He released a very mediocre album, which is not just my opinion, but was the dominant opinion of the K-hip-hop community. People hated that album because they think, I'm just being honest here. I'm not saying I even think that album was overhated, but it was not exactly the greatest album ever. But when he was releasing it, he was when he released that album, he said, this is going to be the album of the year. And to his haters, he said, fuck off, you don't know what you're talking about. So naturally, the fans are going to
true.
Yeah, you were lying, man. What were you thinking kind of thing? This album is shit. That's practically what they said. And Owen, being Owen, like you said, Owen decided to jump in and say, be a better rapper, basically. That's basically what he said on IG.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Yeah. You talk a lot, but be a better rapper first. And I think Ahn Byeong Woong didn't like that. And it came out with this, and that all of it came out with this track called Sinner.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that Owen only released his recording session on IG and not put out a proper track, I thought people would hate it. I thought people will actually say, man, just give us the track. What are you doing? But surprisingly, just off of that real short snippet, people already began calling Owen as the winner.
Yeah, that's true.
So
interesting.
That's kind of a testament on how people, the K-hip hop community regards the gap between Ahn Byeong Woong and Owen.
Yeah, I see that.
I really never have seen a person that says Ahn Byeong Woong might win this. I mean, that's not even my opinion, really, seriously, because
true.
Yeah.
When it comes to dissing someone, when it comes to dissing someone in hip hop, you don't care about their catalog. You want the guy with the better track wins.
Facts.
And the weird thing is, one guy kind of half released the track. Like, he didn't quite release it, just half.
It wasn't even
released
mastered.
it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even mastered. It was not even a file. It was not even a proper MP3 file. It was It was a recording snippet.
Mm-hmm.
And people are already calling him the winner. So, like, I just want to see Ahn Byeong Woong come back on this, because like, he lost at this point. If he backs down, he just lost. He needs to come back on this.
True.
Yeah, that's just the logistics of this. Because neither rapper is quite my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of these. Like, I'm a casual fan, I guess. Like, if they put out projects, I will listen to it. Like, it's good music. It's not like I'm a huge, like, stan of either one of them. All I want is a good fight. And so far, it has been a very one-sided one.
True.
So
it's piggyback off Daytona, just how when you said Owen's track was just a recording, I found that fascinating, just because you know, it's not even mixed or mastered, it's not even a demo, or it's literally just a recording.
It's not even a demo, that's my point.
And people you know, going crazy over that and saying that, you know, he's the winner. I'm just like, whoa, you know. But at the end of the day, I think, you know, when it comes to a younger artist versus a veteran artist, I think, again, like how Daytona always mentioned, that whoever comes out with the better track would be considered, you know, victorious in a way, you know. And when I heard both tracks, well, technically the other one's not even a track, but when I heard the other one, I was just, to me, in my opinion, I really didn't have a feel for any of them, just because, again, it's another diss battle between two artists who I genuinely think they're not on the elite status. You know, they're just, I would say, just, they're good, you know, but they're not amazing good. But I don't know. It's, for me, it's difficult to choose who had the better tracks. But you know, at the end of the day, I think, you know, when it comes to Ahn Byeong Woong's case, he's a promising young artist, but I think your character is also important, not just your skill. And I know he got flagged before for his you know, his behavior.
People shit all over him. Seriously.
So in some ways, I feel bad for him, just because he's still a young kid, you know, still trying to learn. But I'm telling you, man, the guys, or the men in general, the idea of pride has become so weighted, and it's gotten to the point where, you know, your pride, if your pride gets in the way, you know, that can come back to haunt you. And
for sure.
And for Ahn Byeong Woong's, you know, talent, and for his pride to kind of take over that, I think it kind of, what do I say? It kind of struck him in a way that
his ego blew up.
To the point where people kind of view him as like, oh, like, what's going on, dude? Like, why are you acting this way? And maybe because he's been on Show Me the Money 2 times, maybe his ego got in the way, but who knows, right? But, and then when it comes to Owen, like you guys mentioned, how he's been a problematic rapper in the Korean hip hop scene.
The dude literally named his album Problematic.
He knows, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he knows it.
Yeah.
And yet he's still, you know, acting, you know, in an unprofessional way. So in that sense, I just felt this whole diss battle between these two artists, it didn't really matter to me, just because I know it almost felt childish. It's almost as if the young guy is trying to, you know, is picking a fight with the older guy, and then the older guy is responding, you know, somebody younger than him. It almost feels like a childish play, just very immature, you know, just not professional. Because in the other diss battles, it's grown-ups against grown-ups, and it was about, musical, skills. And granted, this one is also about musical skills, but I don't know, it just felt very childish, and I didn't really care too much for it, just because, like I said, both artists I don't really listen to too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of
irrelevant.
For me, it's irrelevant.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it was, oh wow, this is a diss battle that everybody that needs to tune into. No, I don't think
for sure.
It's just, what is this?
I mean, like, so first of all, like, I'm not sure if you guys actually saw the interview that Byeong did back in the days when he released the first album, but
like, I was there.
Yeah. Oh, were you actually there?
I was not in the interview. I was watching it live when it was first released.
Yeah.
Like,
and the line that hit me the most from what he said was this album, like, I'm so confident, like, I think I may win album of the year or rookie of the year. And I was like, okay, rookie of the year is one thing, but to say that you think you deserve album of the year, I was like, whoa, like, a lot of confidence. You know what I mean?
Especially with all the albums that actually came out back in the
Like, that was pretty crazy. Yeah. And then when it came out, and then that album did not do so hot amongst the critics or the charts or whatever, right? And then we come to the second album that he released, which is Batenga, and he had this track dedicated towards Owen. And Owen, like, even though he did release a diss track against Byeong Woong, Owen was like, this honestly just feels like a marketing scheme. Like, like Byeong Woong is just trying to use Owen's tough situation right now with marijuana, his scandals and everything, and just trying to promote his album even further.
True.
And if Byeong Woong actually dissed back to Owen's diss tracks, then I would actually think that, like, Byeong Woong's serious about this diss battle. But no, like, Byeong Woong didn't even reply. He didn't release any additional diss tracks. So I feel like this wasn't a rap game, but it actually might just have been a marketing scheme in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Like, like, if you're shadowboxing in the corner, no one's going to, like, care about you. But if you actually hit someone right in the middle of the ring, people are going to look at you.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what he did. I mean, Owen, like, regardless of, like, my taste in music, regardless of what I think about him as a person, or regardless of what I think about his music, which I think is pretty good, actually pretty great, he has earned his respect within the game. Like, I'm not talking about fans here. I'm not talking about like fans in the sense like people who follow celebrities. I'm talking about as respected as a technician and as an artist.
Right.
Like, Owen earned that. He has not many rappers put out that many albums, and not many rappers quite give a fuck about the album format as much as Owen does.
For sure.
And in that sense, Owen has a good track record of putting out good albums, not just singles, good albums. And that tends to give you respect within the hip hop scene.
For sure.
And Owen has proved himself over and over again that he is skilled. Ahn Byeong Woong has like 3 EPs in total, was it?
2 or 3 at most. Yeah.
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
I don't think he has an LP yet.
Yeah. Owen has a mixtape. Owen has a classic mixtape. He has 4 or 3 albums.
Yeah.
Yeah, he releases like EPs and mixtapes all the time. Yeah. So naturally, a guy with a 3 EP going against a guy who has like 4 to 5 full-length albums, it's like people are already thinking like, what has Ahn Byeong Woong actually proven? Owen showed and proved that he's a good rapper. Ahn Byeong Woong not quite prove and prove that he is that much technical. Like, he deserves that much respect.
Right.
The whole thing about like when he put out that very controversial interview, the problem was it is okay to be cocky. We want rappers to be cocky.
Confident,
but we want rappers to be confident. We don't want them to be shy. Like, that's not why we like hip hop. We like hip hop because we like looking at rappers that are, I mean, they can be really over the top sometimes, but we want to see rappers being confident. That's good. But you have to be confident for a reason. Like, there has to be, like, I am confident because I'm a dope rapper, right? Then you have to prove that you are a dope rapper.
Yeah.
Ahn Byeong Woong never has given enough evidence that he deserves to be mentioned among the hottest artists or the veterans of the game.
Yeah.
That's why this is such a messed up situation, because it's like, you know, in boxing, like heavyweights fight heavyweights, and like, there's heavyweight, like featherweight, lightweight, right? This is like seeing a lightweight fight a heavyweight.
Exactly.
Dude, yeah.
Why are you trying to hit a guy that is 3 times bigger than you? You'll lose.
Exactly.
Like,
it's crazy because Mommyson said the exact same thing you just said. I'm not. Did you see the tweet?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He left it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mommyson was basically, because I mean, everyone in the hip hop scene was watching this, and Mommyson in the tweet was like, "Yo, like, you know, I love rookies being confident, but you know, Owen is a well-respected rapper from way back." And Mommyson was like, "I wish rookies know, you know, to pick on rappers their size, their weight class." So yeah, Daytona, you're right on point, and yeah, like, you gotta learn to like pick rappers on your side.
That makes him G-check. That makes him the rookie that was G-checked twice. Swings said the exact same thing when Martin 24 came out. So
yeah,
the two, like, Mommyson is a veteran, right?
Yeah.
He's a rookie that was G-checked twice by 2 different veterans. Someone needs to stop him. Someone needs to say, you know, but you sure about this, man? Like, someone needs to be like putting hands on him and then, I think this is a bad idea. Like,
hey, Cold, where you at? Cold, you gotta control your artist.
You
bro.
really want to do this? Like, you're really sure you want to do this kind of thing? Like, someone needs to talk with him. Stop, man. Stop.
Yeah.
This is looking bad for him.
For me, go on, Daniel.
Just quickly, for me, just at the end of the day, I commend Ahn Byeong Woong for attempting. I commend him, you know, but like you guys mentioned, back it up, but also just, you know, pick on somebody your own size, I guess,
for sure,
because it's not looking great for him at this moment. So I do commend him, you know, for the attempt, but, you know, hopefully, you know,
being reckless and being brave is like, right. Like, it's a very small difference.
For sure.
Exactly.
He's being terribly reckless with this.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's able to learn and take away.
For sure.
Well, he had the chance to learn last time.
Give the man a chance. And honestly, thank you, Byeong, for, you know, giving us this, you know, topic and content to talk about. Yeah, it's very entertaining.
It's entertaining, though. At the end of the day, it's still entertaining.
Yeah, I thank you. Yeah. So, yeah. All right, moving on to our second topic. We have Korean rappers like Sik-K and Zico putting out music when they're currently enlisted in the Korean military. And this has been, you know, not a concern, but more of a question from the global fans. As, you know, a lot of people are questioning, like, are you actually allowed to put out music when you're in the Korean military, you know? And we have our, you know, specialist and professional in this area.
What?
So, yeah, give us the juice. Is this
disclaimer? He's lying. He's lying. Why is he lying right now? Just putting out the disclaimer here. I'm not a specialist. I'm not a professional.
Yes. So what's the case? Is this something that's okay, or is it illegal? Like, what about it?
I think what I know, like, it might seem weird, but it actually, there's a very logical explanation possible for this. Like, it's really, but I'm really serious about this disclaimer. I'm not 100% sure this is how it's working right now.
Right.
I'm just saying that there is a very possible way he can be doing this.
Right.
Let's start with Sik-K. Sik-K is currently in the army. He's in the not the Marines. He's in the just troops division, which is the most dominant faction in the Korean army. One thing that many people don't know, like especially foreign fans, is that the Korean War is not over technically.
Yeah.
Like, we're on a ceasefire. We never signed a peace treaty, none of that. We're still technically at war. It's just that there hasn't been any major conflict, and both sides are kind of trying to keep adhering to the ceasefire. That's why Korean men keep getting conscripted into the army. And because this is a conscription, not a volunteer process, it is illegal to make money when you're in the military.
Right.
So naturally the question comes up, how are they still putting out music? Isn't it illegal? Like, if you can't earn money, you shouldn't be putting out music. And naturally, they're not putting it on SoundCloud. They're putting it on official streaming services where they're supposed to make streaming numbers, right?
True.
So it raises a question, like, how are they doing this? How is, like, this is because this is not only a case of Sik-K, right? Like, Zico has a feature on Epic High's album, too. So I think this is the case. If you notice, one thing is that he's putting out music, but he's never putting out his own music.
True.
He's always featuring it, right?
Yeah.
That's where I decided that this might be a little bit different, because one thing about the Korean scene is that there are two types you can get paid for features.
Yeah.
You either get paid a large amount upfront, or you demand royalties from that song.
Yeah.
So it's to be like, just in case someone doesn't quite get what I'm saying, it's like, I'm going to feature on your record, and every like revenue you get off of it, I'm getting 2%. That's one way. The other way is like, you know what? Just pay me $100 right now. Pay me $1,000 right now. That's number two. So when it comes to the second transaction, you get the money when you were recording it, right?
True.
Not when it goes on streaming services. You're getting paid immediately up front just by sending your part to that particular artist. So my theory is Sik-K finished all of that recording before he went to the army. It's just being released now. So technically speaking, he got paid before he was enlisted in the army. So it is not illegal at all.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. That's number one scenario. And the number two scenario is he's doing this all for free.
Yeah.
Which I seriously doubt.
Yeah. It's possible, though. I feel like, because they're so big name at this point, it could be more like, I'll feature you free this time, you feature me free for like my next album, something like that, No?
But I don't think that is, technically, legally, that wouldn't be a problem at all. Sure. But when it comes to PR, I don't think that is a good move if he is actually doing that.
Yeah.
Because people are very sensitive about the army here. People hate going to the army.
Yeah.
And someone having a unfair advantage over others might not be looked upon as a great thing. So, especially because Sik-K is not serving the conventional service. Like, when you get enlisted in the army, most Korean men have to spend the entirety of their life for 2 years in the army. Sik-K is he's what do you call it? I just can't think of the word right now. What do you call commuting? He's commuting to the military from home.
Yeah. He's not actually in the base every day.
Yeah, he's commuting. He's commuting from home. So technically, I guess like Clubhouse is not illegal, so it might not be a problem. But if you're working when you're in the army, it might become a problem, even though you're not getting paid, not because of the legal terms, but it might not really look that great for the masses. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah.
Like all of us, like it would be like this kind of logic, like we are all in the mud right now, and why are you, who is having a more comfortable service, still working? Because celebrities feed off not just of revenue, but because of recognition as well, right?
True.
Yeah. So which means the logical and the most safe route he could have gone was to finish all of his features before he went to the army and get prepaid for it, and then work on his own album during his military service and put that album out when his military service finishes. That's what I want to see him doing, because that is not legally problematic, not morally problematic. It's just not problematic at all if he's doing that.
True.
So I think that's what's going on. Like, it's not like there's anything illegal going on. He just finished all his features before he went to the army, and those are getting released one by one as according to the featurettes schedule.
That's kind of what I thought too, because I know Sik-K, you know, the music videos for the higher music compilation music videos. I think he recorded all of those beforehand as well.
Yeah,
sure.
So, like that's why no, go on, man.
I think that first option where he did all the recordings, I think that is more plausible. I think that makes much more sense, just because you want to get everything in before you have to do your duty. So from my perspective, I think he did everything beforehand, which is insanely,
crazy.
Just
he was
being able to do, dude, just being able to record all of the songs, all those music videos, man, all I can just say is respect right there. That takes a lot of effort and commitment. So
like it's kind of become a meme within the K-hip hop community. Like, how much have you worked before going to the army, man? Like wow, like he has how many features? He has at least 30.
Yeah, more than I can count, man. He's probably I feel like he overdid himself,
Yeah, like it was really weird because Sik-K puts out a lot more work than his contemporaries.
For sure.
Yeah.
But he especially put out a lot of work out before he went to the army. Like, he was on stim. Like, he was stimming like crazy. Like, his own projects. Like, why is he suddenly dropping so much? And then turns out he's going to the army, and that's why.
Yeah.
Because going to the army is a very frustrating thing for a Korean man. You're robbed 2 years of the prime times of your life.
True.
It's especially when it comes to celebrities. Like, in 2 years, a person like Sik-K can make millions.
Oh, of course.
So he's kind of I think he feared it, as he properly should have. Like, all the revenue and all the recognition that he might be losing for those 2 years. And instead of trying to circumvent the law, trying to be privileged, he took it like a man. I'm going to the army. There's no way I'm going around that. He had faced it head on and just decided to grind as much as he can before he went there. And that's a very respectable move. Yeah. Because many celebrities in Korea try to circumvent military service. They really do. And it's
true.
And it's very problematic. And I'm just glad that he didn't take that route. I'm just glad that he decided to play the fair game here.
Right. I mean, when I saw, VVS, right? The song that blew up the biggest last year. When I saw Sik-K's name on one of the lyricists, I was like, whoa, I thought this guy went to army. Yeah. So that was pretty crazy. But, when you're going to army in the daytime and then back at your house in the nighttime, then I'm sure you have time to work on music and produce, etc.
Yeah.
And
he could
do whatever he wants. Well, not whatever, but yeah.
Yeah. He could make hell of a comeback.
Yeah. Wasn't that the case with Benzino, or was Benzino just recording, or did he not?
No, Benzino never did this, right? Did he?
No, Zeno did it once or twice. Zeno didn't hustle as much as Sik-K, but there were a couple of features that came out after he was enlisted.
So was he in the same scenario as Sik-K, kind of commuting, or was he just strictly in the army?
No. He wasn't commuting. He had the most common kind of service, which is just being tied to the army for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, we also talked about Crush going on Clubhouse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not illegal either.
Because you're on it's like Instagram. You're on social media. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're on social media, and you're not getting any revenue off of it. Like the most important part, what you guys, the people who are listening to this, has to remember is all you have to do is not make money during military service period. It doesn't matter. The important thing is when the money comes into your account. That's all that matters.
True.
That's all that matters. Technically, that's it. As long as there's no money coming into your financial account when you're serving, like you're like not sentenced, but when you're serving in the army, then it's all okay. It's practically green lights. Like nothing. There's nothing that's going wrong. So you don't have to worry about that. Seriously, I think he's done it in a very smart and very inspirational way.
Yeah. It's funny because people are like, they left us, but it's not like it feels like they're still with us. You know what I mean? So,
is he really gone?
Army, but is he So, at the end of the day, I feel like, celebrities or rappers, whoever you are, keeping your name out there, making sure people don't forget about you is the biggest factor. And, they're doing what they got to do. And as long as they don't go against the law, then I think it's
agreed. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, conscription itself it's a very tragic policy. So
So for all those global fans who are curious, your favorite rappers out there, yes, they're in the army, but they're not doing anything legal yet, at least. Or they're not doing anything legal now, so don't worry about it. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So as we begin to slowly wrap up our show, guys, is there any artists that you guys are currently listening to and would like to share and recommend one song to our listeners? How about you, Daytona?
All right. There's an artist called Kwon Ki-baek.
I've never heard of him. Say that one more time.
Kwon Ki-baek.
Oh,
like it's a Korean name, Kwon Ki-baek.
Okay.
He's a middle schooler. He's 16 years old.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, he's under New Wave Records, which is headed by the controversial Mr. B. Free, Public Enemy #1.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But he is easily one of the most talented rappers in the scene right now. He produces his own shit.
Really?
He produces his own tracks. He mixes and engineers his own tracks. He raps on his own tracks, obviously. And he has this very keen sense of very destructive hip-hop, but has a very catchy ear for samples. So if you're really into like 3-6 Mafia, Memphis kind of things, infused with classic samples, like this is the go-to artist. Like the mixtape Bora Town is out right now, which is an homage to Pokemon. Such a middle schooler. But his very hype music attitude is gaining a lot of traction within the community. He also went on Rap House, actually.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, and Yomta loved this shit. Like Yomta's like, why are so many teenagers not rapping like this?
Okay.
Interesting.
Like if you think about it, like teenagers are supposed to be making the most rebellious music out there, in a sense, right?
Technically.
Yeah, technically speaking. That's how not just Korean hip hop, but that's just how pop music, like mass music, like history has developed. You had punk bands making rebellious music. You had like R&B cats doing the same thing. You had especially rappers doing that in the 90s and 2000s, and even the 2010s in the States.
Yeah.
And like he fits that criteria perfectly. Super rebellious music with a ton of technicality and talent. And off of that Bora Town mixtape, he has a song called wait, what is it? 교향곡? Symphony, which samples Beethoven.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And he turns it into this super crazy Memphis hardcore anthem. And he pulls this in all of the tracks here. Like, there's a track that samples Park Chan-wook, like, 친절한 금자씨. There's a very classic Korean film called 친절한 금자씨, and he samples the theme off of that. There's really weird samples, and he makes this into a very super dark thriller kind of landscape. And it was really mind-blowing to listen to it. So definitely go listen to it. Kwon Gi-baek Symphony.
By any chance, did you make a review on this album? Was it a mixtape?
It's a mixtape. It's a commercial mixtape. It's his first official mixtape. I'm actually trying to review this within the next week.
Oh, okay.
I'm reviewing Big Naughty and Kwon Gi-baek's album this week, and I'm trying to review the DPR Ian album as well. So
for sure,
that was really good.
Check it out. Check this out. If you're really not going to if you're not checking this out, you're missing out. Like, seriously, World Town mixtape right now.
What about you, Daniel? What's your recommendation for the episode?
So for me, you know, we're all about, you know, helping exposing these artists, right? You know, we're helping to promote these artists. So I like to go in a route where I like to help promote the kind of like the obscure, the more kind of underground like producers, I would say. So I chose this. I've been listening to this on replay like daily. So the producer's name is Kid Wine, and the song is called Shout, featuring Skinny Brown. And it's off of his first LP called Decanting. And dude, this song has like this emo type alternative rock sound. I don't know how Kid Wine does it, but he's such an underrated producer. He actually produced the collab track of Fade Away featuring Jackie Y, Kugi, Palo Alto, The Quiet, and Tasagong. I don't know if you guys know that song.
That song won the collab of the year, I think.
Yeah. So that was produced by Kid Wine, and he dropped his first LP this year, and I listened to it all the way through. I'm just like, yo, this guy's got talent. You know? Yeah, you know, the whole album is very short, but at the end of the day, it's very feel-good listening type album. So especially Shout, for those who are fans of rock music or alternative emo type stuff, definitely check out Shout by Kid Wine featuring Skinny Brown. Skinny Brown destroys it on the featuring with Kid Wine's vocals. So definitely go check that out.
Okay. Well, as for me, it might sound a bit ironic, but my recommendation for this episode is actually a track by Ahn Byeong Woong, and it was in his first album, Bartoon 24. It was one track that I actually liked from that Bartoon 24 album, and that's called Drown, featuring Kiwi Boy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember that.
Yeah, so that one was ironically also featured in the interview that Byeong Woong effed up in. So yeah, but that song was good. I personally like the song. Like when I'm coming out of the commuting train in Korea, just super tired, and just play that song, I'm like, oh, it was a good day, you know.
You wanted to drown, huh?
I hear you.
You wanted to drown.
Yeah, so that was my recommendation. And again, guys, to our listeners, we don't hate Byeong Woong. No offense.
No.
Yeah,
we
don't.
We were talking. Yeah. We were talking from a logistical standpoint.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Just the perspective. So don't take it the wrong way. And yeah, well, you know, that's all the time we have for today. But please do comment and let us know what you guys think, the listeners think about the topics we went over today. And also, guys, if you guys enjoyed today's episode, please go and subscribe our podcast on all platforms and give us that 5-star rating, especially on Apple. Oh, and if you guys want more K-hip hop juice, please go check out my YouTube channel, Show Me the One, as well as Daytona's Instagram page for hip hop reviews. What was the Instagram ID again, Daytona?
Oh, MYK underscore Daytona.
Yes. So that's
MYK is my initial. So
yeah, that's the page for hip hop reviews, and also follow our social media page at Seoul_Therapy for all the latest K-hip hop news and more contents. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and see you guys next time. Peace.